Welcome back to the Skift Daily Briefing. It's Wednesday, July 15th. I'm Sarah Dandashi, and today, the World Cup didn't deliver the U.S. tourism bump everyone was hoping for. Skift has a fascinating theory about Airbnb's best hotel move, and it involves Ennismore's upcoming IPO. And Frontier Airlines is adding Starlink. The last major holdout is finally going premium. Let's get into it. First up, the World Cup is still running, but the June tourism numbers are in, and they're sobering. Total overseas visitor arrivals to the U.S. were down 1.8% year over year in June. That's the second straight annual decline, even with a massive global sporting event happening on U.S. soil. Now, the tournament did move the needle for specific countries. UK arrivals were up nearly 17%. England played near Boston, Dallas, and New Jersey. Ecuador was up more than 50%. Colombia up 21%, but those gains were swamped by steep declines elsewhere. Germany down nearly 20%, France down 15%, South Korea down 31%, and Brazil down 10%. Delta's chief commercial officer said the tournament didn't make a huge difference in the quarter. Hotels in host cities are making more money per room, but simply by charging more, not exactly filling more rooms. The international high-spending crowd that was supposed to rescue inbound tourism numbers, well, they're still not showing up in the data. The bottom line, the World Cup was always going to be a partial fix for the U.S. inbound tourism slump. It's turning out to be an even more partial one than expected. Next up, a sharp piece from Skift's Rafat Ali this week that lays out a thought experiment worth taking seriously. What if Airbnb's best hotel strategy isn't building its own hotel brand? It's partnering with Ennismore. So here's the logic. Ennismore, the lifestyle group behind Mondrian, SLS, the Hoxton, and 25 Hours, is heading towards a U.S. IPO. The current valuation estimate sits at the low end of analyst expectations because investors see it as a collection of hotels, not a platform with its own demand engine. Airbnb, meanwhile, is aggressively moving into hotels but lacks the brand credibility, design standards, and food and beverage depth to really make it work at scale. Ennismore has exactly that, but it needs a distribution story behind Accor's loyalty program. So the deal Rafat proposed in his piece, Airbnb offers Ennismore hotels at a preferential commission, say 9% instead of the standard 15%, funded partly by the revenue Airbnb earns when hotel guests later book a home. Ennismore provides the brand standards, the restaurant programming, the design enforcement, and Airbnb provides the demand and eventually a loyalty layer. But for hotel owners, the math gets compelling. The combined cost would be significantly lower than the current OTA plus franchise model. So for Ennismore, it answers the question every IPO roadshow investor will ask: where does incremental demand come from beyond Accor? The window is narrow. It closes when the IPO prospectus is drafted. Worth watching closely. And finally, Frontier Airlines just announced it's adding Starlink across its fleet, becoming the first ultra-low-cost carrier in the U.S. to do so. Rollout starts in 2027. Now, this is a meaningful signal. Ultra-low-cost carriers built their business model around stripping everything out. No frills, no Wi-Fi, low prices. And Frontier has already launched business-class seats this year and revamped its loyalty program. So now, Starlink. The reason is straightforward. Premium products have driven most of the airlines industry's profits since the pandemic. Even budget carriers are realizing they need to compete for high-spending travelers, and connectivity is now table stakes for that audience. So in a nutshell, the era of the truly bare-bones flying experience is ending. Even Frontier is going premium. Well, that's it for your Skift Daily Briefing. For more industry news, head to skift.com, and as always, subscribe at skift.com/daily. Thanks so much for listening.